You guys know I was going to do crazy hands. Hey. How are you guys doing? I just got off of a quick little chat with a leadership group I'm doing, and it was awesome. It was very exciting. So here I am. And I thought, you know what? While I'm in the mode, I'm just going to get on here because I have not done a Lee Out Loud moment in a while. So I thought I would pop on and let's talk about changing your mindset and changing your life. And this is not anything to do with anything with any particular business. This is just in life. There was a time back when, you're growing up or whatever, like going way back for me, way back. But, you kind of have in your mind, you start thinking like, I'm never going to have this. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to whatever. And you actually start believing that. When you guys pop on and say, hey, because I want to see who's on watching with me, please. If you haven't seen me before or watched me before, definitely let me know that you're hashtag newbies so I can say hey and welcome you. If you've been here before, do hashtag awesome so that I know that, you are amazing. And I want to say hey to you too. So when I was little or younger, I should say, I always thought, I'm never going to have this. I'm never going to have that. I'm never going to be able to do this, or I'm not going to be able to do that. And you have that mindset where you think you're not going to be able to do things. And what happens to you is you actually start believing it. And you poison yourself and you poison your mind. And you start to surround yourself with other people that feel the same way. And you guys just feed off each other that this is where you are and you're just kind of stuck. And I'm here to tell you that does not have to be the case. You can reprogram your mind to have amazing positive thoughts, and that you can have anything you want in your life, truly anything you want. Because so I did this little mind shift, right? And a lot of it has to do with working on personal development. I'm a huge fan of personal development. But I did this little mind shift, and I started thinking more positively about things and stopped thinking about the negative and stopped thinking I couldn't do stuff. Because I don't know why you limit yourself to think you can't do things, because in all honesty, you could do anything. You just have to have the passion and the drive to want to do it. So, and I just got to a point where I got tired of seeing other people being successful and other people doing things and giving their time and all of this. This isn't just, I'm not just talking about from a financial or a monetary, or a, I can't think of the word right now, or a, I don't know, whatever it is, when you have things. If somebody knows the word I'm thinking of, I don't know why I've got a mind block for that right now. Materialistic point of view. It's not just that, but the thing, because I wanted to be that person that could help others. I wanted to help others. I worked at a daycare center when I was 13 years old. That was my first job. And I would see these moms, and back then, I'm aging, I'm telling you guys how old I am. I'm starting to age myself a little bit here, but back then, it wasn't quite as common to see the whole single mom thing. People, I guess, tried a little harder to stay in their relationships, or they were not happy in their relationships, but they stayed anyway. Whatever it was, you didn't see as many of the single mom things, but the ones that I did see, it used to really stand out to me. And I don't know if it was because I had a single mom. Well, I didn't have a single mom. My mom and my dad split up. My dad was in my life. But I don't know if it was because I was in a similar situation, so I kind of could relate a little bit, because my dad lived in a different state. And those women would stand out to me, and I'd see them working really hard or being really tired and wanting to, take care of their baby. And all I could think of at that time is, I wish I could do something to help these women. I wish I could do something to, just give them something to help them, and I didn't know what it was at the time. I was 13 years old. I just remember thinking, I wish I could help. And that kind of has stuck with me all along, to the point that when I started making this mind shift kind of switch, where I stopped thinking so negative all the time and I started thinking positive, that I could do things and that I was able to do things, and that every single thing that I see out there is in my reach to be able to, get and have a goal of to achieve. And I'm no different than anybody else. You are the same way. You can too. You've got as much greatness inside you as I do. So there's no reason why you can't be exactly the same way or feel exactly the same way. But what happened is when I started having this mind shift change, It was pretty incredible because where at one time I thought I'm never going to have a home or buy a boat or have a new car or do all this stuff, I started having those things. I started getting those things. I started achieving those things. And then I started doing, our family would do for Christmas every year, we'd adopt families. And that was a big thing for me. I always wanted to give back because, again, and a lot of times it was single moms, and that's kind of where I'm bringing all this together from my childhood. And we would adopt a family, and they wouldn't know who we were. There was one family that did end up knowing, and I'm actually friends with her to this day, which is awesome. But and she's actually paid it forward, which is even a better reward to know. I think sometimes things are for a reason. I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. And to see that she paid it forward to someone that's what this is all about, right? That's just what this world's about. It's just paying it forward and doing more for others and being kind and making a difference and changing the world, because you can change the world. You can change one person, and the ripple effects that happen from that one person being changed, you have no idea. You have no idea how that can honestly, hey Andrea, how much that can honestly have an impact. So anyway, we started out when I was a little bit younger when our daughters were younger, and we would sponsor families, and we would, get gifts for them for Christmas that they would have Christmas. And we would do it at Thanksgiving. We'd do the meal thing that Publix would give, you could buy the meals or whatever. And we would do that. And for me, then it got to a point where that wasn't enough. It was good that I did it, but I wanted to help more. So then we would sponsor a few families. We would do a few different families. And that was still good, but it still wasn't enough. And it wasn't until I started doing my business where it really gave me an opportunity to do way more and help a lot more people and help a lot of people on all different levels. So I not only, and my whole point to this is that when you change your mindset into thinking from that you can't do things and you can't attain things and you can't reach goals, when you change your mind to believe that you really can and that you are super capable of doing everything that anybody else out there can do, we all have the same hours in the day. It's just what you prioritize to make a difference. And once I made that change, incredible things happened, and I was able to help so many more people. And I help people with, when I can on at certain times and financial levels. Sometimes it's an emotional thing. Sometimes it's a confidence thing. Sometimes it's helping them build businesses. And all of that is super rewarding. And I honestly feel like all of that is because I have changed my mindset and I believed. And once you believe in yourself, anything and everything is possible. And I just, it's just a message that just sits with me so hard because I talk to so many women every day. And one of the things, and this goes for guys too, I always, a lot of what I do, I always talk about women because my business is primarily a female-based business for the time being. We do have men in our company, and I wish there was a lot more men in our company because I think they would do incredible. But honestly, I speak to so many women every day, and I hear a lot of the same stories. They feel like they're stuck. They feel like they can't do anything else. They feel like they can't, move, or they can't get any further, get ahead, or they can't get further in life, or they're, and it breaks my heart because the majority of that is in their head. They believe it because that's what they've told themselves. Whatever you say to yourself, it affects you in such a major way. One of the things that I always have my team do, it's super important to me, is I always like to say, you're amazing. And a lot of times, if you guys have ever watched my lives before, I try to end them talking about how kindness matters and loving yourself and how you are amazing. And the more you tell yourself that, and I know, it sounds kind of cheesy, but honestly, it works. My mom, when I was growing up, my mom would sit in front of a mirror. She would say things to herself in front of the mirror. And I remember as a teenager, I would look at her and I'd be like, what the heck? Like this, she's kind of crazy. I honestly, seriously thought like my mom was a little bit nuts when it came to that. I'm like, she's full of herself. I thought about all these things. And now I look back and I'm like, wow, good for her for feeling that way about herself and convincing and knowing that she has value, that she's worthy, and that she is enough. And everyone is that way. And if it takes you sitting here looking in a mirror and saying it to yourself every single day, please do it. Please do it, because you can have a huge impact on your life, and you have a huge impact not only on your own life, But if you're a mom and you have kids, they are watching you. They are looking up to you, and they are mimicking what you do and how you feel. And so if you can have some kind of an impact on your own life and making yourself start feeling good about yourself, imagine what you're doing for your little ones too. And that's huge. Like for me, that's huge. You know, I want people to feel good about themselves. I want them to realize how amazing they are. And one of the things, and like I said, this business has really pulled that, where I see so many people that struggle with that, and it can change. It can change. But one of the things I was going to say that I would recommend you doing, if you're one of those people that struggle with this at all, sit down. You know, take a few minutes and sit down at night and write down a list of 5 to 10 things that you're proud of yourself for. You know, and you don't have to show the list to anybody. It's something that can be just for you. But write down 5 or 10 things that you're super proud of yourself for, and just honestly celebrate those things. Like look at that list every single day, you know, and whether it be something major that's happened in your life, or maybe it's just getting up out of bed, you know, maybe, you know, you have a hard time getting up out of bed every day for whatever reason, or for whatever's going on in your life. And, you know, and you're able to have your feet hit that floor that day and get up and go take a shower. You know what? Celebrate that, you know, celebrate that. That's a victory. Every little victory that you celebrate is going to sit here and help you have big, huge victories in your life. So anyway, that's my message. Hopefully it resonates with some of you, because honestly, I hope more than anything that I can make an impact in people's lives in some way, shape, or form. But just know that I am here if you guys ever need me. Kindness is a huge thing. Kindness matters. Loving yourself is important. Knowing how amazing and awesome you are is the ultimate of what you need to do, and then paying it forward so other people feel the same way. I love you guys. Take care. Thank you guys so much for joining. Stay amazing, and I will talk to you later. Bye.